Labor union membership is at its lowest it's been for decades, according to a new report. Membership has fallen by about 400,000 workers. It's a challenge that's all too familiar in Wisconsin over the past 2 years. News 8's Carrie Vick joins us with the story.
Well, Mark, union membership across the nation has fallen by 0.5% according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. That puts it at the lowest it's been since the 1930s. And while Wisconsin unions have had their fair share of struggles, Coulee Region unions are maintaining relatively high membership numbers. Wisconsin is well acquainted with some of the challenges unions have faced over the past 2 years.
And the other short-term cause, I think, has been somewhat of an attack or an assault on union rights, labor's rights, either through passage of right-to-work laws like in Michigan, or through what we saw in Wisconsin, the collective bargaining bill that passed in Act 10.
Viterbo University professor Michael Smuksta says pair that with tight local and state budgets, and it's no surprise union membership is the lowest it's been since the 1930s.
I think the immediate cause was the Great Recession, starting in 2008, and the cities and states were hit with shortfalls of revenue, and that meant they had to lay off particularly workers in the public sector.
Teachers' unions in Wisconsin have been especially hard hit since Governor Walker's Act 10 was passed, ending most collective bargaining rights for public workers. 2 of the state's main teacher unions are reporting a 30% decrease in membership. But the executive director of the Coulee Region United Educators, or CREW, says in our area, more teachers seem to be sticking with their union.
We've seen a fairly consistent and strong commitment to stay members in the CREW in the Coulee Region. We have a number of locals that are over 90% membership retention. In fact, our largest local lacrosse education association, the lacrosse teachers, is over 90%.
The Bureau of Labor Statistics also shows a decrease in private sector unions, but for private labor unions in our area, having plenty of construction jobs has helped them maintain their membership.
Well, because of the jobs that we did have on the books from the years past, and a lot of private sector jobs that we did have that went union, we were able to get by that.
Now, back in the 1950s, labor unions reached their peak with about 1 out of every 3 workers represented by unions. Now that ratio is down to 1 in 9.
All right, thank you, Carrie. According to the Associated Press, when Governor Walker passed Act 10 in 2011, the state lost about 46,000 union members, mostly in the public sector.